So Walmart USA updated their website today, pretty much showing what's going to be happening with their annual Walmart Collector Con. This is going to be Walmart Collector Con 2024. For people that aren't familiar with Walmart Collector Con, it's when Walmart reveals all their exclusives that they acquired for their retail and online stores via all the big toy companies, be it Funko, Mattel, and of course Hasbro with Transformers and G.I. Joe and everything else. And they posted 2 dates, both of them that are going to be coming very quickly. We're going to be getting a sneak peek next week on March the 7th, on Thursday. We don't have a time exactly, of some items that will be exclusive to their store, as well as the full reveal of everything and pre-orders going live on March 14th, on that Thursday afterwards. So what does this mean exactly? Well, we aren't going to get 100% reveals next week. We will save that for the 14th. We do have a little bit of an idea of what potentially we will be getting. There was a capsule subline that we had listings for that were related to Walmart. This was like back in August of last year that we talked about this. And they were labeled under the Star Seekers, the pirate crew of Transformers. And we got multiple listings, all the different units. It was 4 deluxes, 1 Voyager, and 1 Leader. The 4 deluxes are clearly going to be a case of 8. The Leader might be a standalone 2 per case, and that's it, of 1 character. And the Voyager is kind of a weird one, because historically Voyagers usually are 2 characters per case of 4, but we only have 1 here. So maybe there's another Voyager, or maybe it's a case of 4. We will see with that. But we have a bunch of listings. We've talked about them before, but we're going to kind of go over them again because we're going to be talking about them very in the near future. And we have a new perspective now that we've seen all these later 2024 and 2025 listings and knowing what the future is and stuff. So with that new knowledge, we're going to kind of go over everything. Historically, these lines with Walmart have been straight up repaints to mild retools with the odd full retooling of something here and there. So we're going to use that kind of thinking when going through this. So we have these listings, the Tragen Legacy Star Seekers Deluxe Assortment. That's just the assortment number that's on the computers right now for all of the deluxes. And the first one we're going to get into is the Tragen Legacy Star Seekers Deluxe Road Pig. So continuing more of our G2 laser cycles from 1995. Who will be used? Which mold will be used to make that Harley-Davidson-like sit-down touring motorcycle? Clearly, it won't be yet another repaint of that Legacy RC mold. At least I hope not. Maybe Legacy Evolution Animated Prowl with a little bit of tweaking. Maybe a Legacy Evolution Junkion Crash Bar with some new tooling. That could be pretty cool. What we don't know, at least, is... what we do know, at least, is that they will be completing their 1995 G2 laser cycles as a result of this. Finally, something to join the mass retail of the Road Rocket. But also, if Road Rocket got the laser cycle jazz from that in the repaint at some point, maybe with this Road Pig and some new tooling, we might get to see the laser cycle Soundwave. And that'll be really cool, because then all the laser cycle family will be updated to the modern era and released in mass retail finally. So that's pretty hype. The next one we have here is a Tragen Starseeker Deluxe Lockdown. This one, I mean, let's be real. When we saw that Legacy Evolution poster, when we saw that spiky Junkion colored car on that poster, we knew that this guy was coming in some shape or form. Later on, we got that Legacy Evolution Deluxe class axle grease Junkion, so we got to see what pretty much the mold is going to be. So it's just a matter of time. They're going to take that axle grease, they're going to do something to it, retool, new head, whatever. And in the grand scheme of things, we're going to finally get our animated Lockdown in some shape or form in this line. So that's pretty cool. Again, hey, it's Lockdown. Derek Wyatt lives on through his creations and product. We have a Tragen Legacy Starseekers Deluxe Class Filch. This was a obscure Decepticon female character from the Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015 series. Like a lot of those Decepticons that were in that series, a lot of them didn't get proper toys, and she at most got a tiny Titan figure, which didn't transform. But as a result of getting that tiny Titan figure, it had a registered trademark, and no doubt they want to keep that trademark because right now it's in its renewal phase. She was part of that Decepticon, Corvicon, Bird Transformers sub-team, which you rarely got to see the robot modes. It was mostly focused on their bird modes, most of the episodes that they were featured in. And, she had her other teammates of Jacknab, Boostwing, and Pilfer. And then there's Filch. And since she's a bird, it's just, and this is a repaint line. So what birds do we got to work with that are deluxe class? Well, you got Kingdom Air Razor from like 2 years ago. You got Mainline Deluxe Air Razor from Rise of the Beast. You got the Studio Series Rise of the Beast Air Razor. If, you could retool any of those three, give it a little bit of a Filch spin on it, and make it happen. We'll get a new fembot to join us. And like Evan has said from Hasbro Design many times, he always likes to include at least one fembot in all of these like waves. So that's pretty cool if we could get her, because she never really got a decent toy. And, a lot of those robots in disguise 2015 Decepticons rarely did get decent figures. So that's pretty cool to find an opportunity to do that even years later. And the last listing for the deluxes is kind of a mystery. It's a Tra-Gen Legacy Starseeker Capsule Deluxe 1. This could be anything. It's not listed of what this character is. Maybe they did that also for the sake of hiding its identity. While we don't know what it is, judging by what Mark and Evan have said of Hasbro Design on how the story is with Thundertron, and he's traveling over space to collect all the armorizers to make himself stronger and everything, maybe this is a repaint of one of our armorizers, which have been historically up to this point only deluxes, at least that we know from every listing we've seen. So maybe this is a Magnius or a Shard repaint, or maybe it's another mysterious member we haven't seen yet of the Rock 3. Could be that. Could be a completely brand new tooling, like we got with Cosmos with Speedia 500 collection with Walmart. I just hope it's not also one per case that offsets everything and creates a nightmare for everyone. So we'll see with that. That's the mystery one. Let me know what you think with the mystery one. Now we get into the Voyagers. So we only got one Voyager, and we have the Tra-Gen Legacy Starseekers Voyager Ferric. Ferric was a Bob Budiansky created character in the comics, drawn by Don Perlman in his alt mode and drawn by Will Simpson in his robot mode. And as a result of two separate people drawing him, there was no consistency of one to the other, like, oh, that robot mode totally can't turn into that alt mode. So there was a clash of designs, and there never really was anything of it. He never really got a toy back in the day, and that was that. Years later, BotCon would dig up that obscure character and try to take a run with it, and they pretty much took that Generations Deluxe class Cyclonus from back in the day and just gave it the red and white treatment, painted up his target master into a character named Tornado, and the modern Ferric that we know today is born. IDW years later would take a run also with that idea and use the BotCon concept and use pretty much a Ferric as a Cyclonus red and white repaint. And that pretty much became the standard of what we expect of a Ferric today when we see it. So, again, this is going to be Ferric. It's labeled here as a Voyager class. Gee, what mold are they possibly going to use? Well, of course, it's going to be the Kingdom Voyager class Cyclonus, which is clearly what this would be going with. The question is it going to come with a Target Master character packed in with it like he did before with Tornado? Sadly, I don't think so. We got a Target Master Cyclonus via Hasbro Pulse, and we saw through that one that when they include a Target Master, in this case a Battle Master with it, they had the pricing and the MSRP, so it wasn't in that Voyager standard price point, and as a result, this figure is a Voyager standard price point, so it's probably going to be just the Cyclonus figure in his red and white Ferric color scheme. So that's that. We don't have a second Voyager on these listings. Again, maybe Ferric is going to be 4 per case of a case of 4, or maybe there's a second character we just don't know yet. Historically, again, Voyagers have been 2 characters in a case of 4. So we will see what happens, but hopefully that's not the case, because that'll be a lot of Ferrics on the shelf. And the very last one we are going to be covering here is our leader class. And our leader class is a Trajan Legacy Starseeker Leader Thundertron. So there's two ways that this could be tackled, two trains of thought, essentially. So Thundertron is already a Voyager figure in the Legacy United line. So this could be taking that Voyager figure, giving it an extensive, unique paint scheme, and then including something with it to justify the leader price point in a box. So maybe a deluxe armorizer together with him with that story, like I said, and that'll kind of close the gap and make it more of a leader price point in that case. Would it be a repaint of Magnius or Shard or something else? We don't know, but that's one train of thought. The other train of thought is it could be also an extensive retool or repaint of the leader class Tigerhawk. You know, it's another feline character that's kind of unique in its design due to its origins, and that could just be some crazy, big leader scale Thundertron. Maybe if it has some new tooling on it too, that would add to it. So there's one of two ways that could go about it. I mean, it would give them an excuse to get another repaint out of that Tigerhawk mold. Of course, there's the Universe 1.0 Razor Claw we will get one day. But at least that'll give, it'll give 3 color schemes for one. And like I say, when you do 3 or more, Hasbro at least has done their job with the tooling and time that they did with a character. So that's it, more or less. And that's going to be, again, the Walmart Collector Con. So next week, Thursday, again, March the 7th on Thursday, will be the sneak peek of something. We don't know what it is, but we'll see something. And then the week after that, on March 14th on Thursday, we'll have all the big reveals, all the releases, the pre-orders will go live, and we'll know what's going to be happening with our, at least in this case, our Star Seekers. Let me know what you think about all of this, guys. And again, thank you for listening to the Transformer Slag podcast, and we'll talk to you in the near future.
Transformers.